I've got one that can see.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
And I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
Big tech cartels, these big media cartels, the cartels together as a whole have been lying to the American public for decades. When you become red-pilled, you realize, oh my gosh, this has been happening for many, many years. It's not a recent phenomenon. Yes, it's gotten worse. And the reason why it's gotten worse is because people are starting to get resistant to the propaganda. In the same way that a diabetic becomes resistant to insulin. And the solution is the same. For a diabetic, it's even more insulin. And for the American public, it's even more propaganda. And if we realize that they are using this as weaponized propaganda, then we can sidestep it, get access to a truthful narrative, and as Plato said, those that tell the stories rule the world. And what better person to rule America than the American public? And that's the reason why they want to censor us.
So in 2013, it was legalized in the United States to propagandize its citizens. What? Like, that's some scary third world stuff going on. That's the kind of stuff that people use to topple governments, to take away freedoms.
Yeah, you heard that correctly. Almost a decade ago, propaganda was legalized in the United States with the passage of the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, which you've probably never even heard of. The Smith-Mundt Modernization Act was buried in the 2012 National Defense Authorization Act for a good reason, because it repealed the 1948 Smith-Mundt Act, which authorized the State Department and mainstream media to engage in propagandizing foreign countries, but it prohibited releasing that same propaganda in America for public consumption. This prohibition was lifted when the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act was signed into law by Obama.
Very simply, Obama gave it a reboot in 2012. So, no matter how outrageous the propaganda may be, it's completely legal.
Propaganda, in other words, a false narrative, for whatever specific purpose, is now much, much easier to perpetrate on the people.
Due to the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, which went into effect on July the 2nd, 2013, scripted and orchestrated propaganda can now be presented to the American public as factual news.
Here's footage from ABC News in 2019 with the headline, "Slaughter in Syria."
It turns out that the video was uploaded to YouTube in April 2017 and was footage of an evening machine gun event held by the Knob Creek Gun Range in Kentucky. I wonder if ABC wondered why there's a gazebo on the firing line and a crowd of spectators filming it on their cell phones. Guess they must have missed that detail.
2 days after they aired the fake footage, ABC News apologized and stated, ABC News regrets the error. Of course, we're not saying that 100% of all news anchors and reporters are liars, and we're not saying that nothing is true on the news. There are some good, honest people in the media, but sometimes the truth just gets lost in the shuffle.
And sometimes news anchors don't really do much more than read a teleprompter. And it's full of words they've not written themselves and events they're not even familiar with. They just read scripts. For example, on July the 6th, 2013, just 4 days after the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act took effect, San Francisco news station KTVU reported the names of the pilots on Asiana Airlines Flight 214 that crashed.
Apparently, they were given false information but never bothered to verify the names before the news anchor read them on a live TV broadcast.
We have new information now also on the plane crash. KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
Shortly after these 4 fake names were announced on KTVU's nightly news broadcast, they learned that they had been punked. This illustrates that many news anchors are script readers, and they'll read pretty much whatever's put in front of them, including propaganda and lies, without even knowing it.
The thing is, the magician knows how the trick is done. If you know the trick and you're watching the magician, and he does something, you go, mm-hmm. But if you don't know the trick, it's like, wow, that was really good. But if you know the trick, it's like, okay, I've seen that one. I know how that works. See, watch his left hand, watch this, watch that. But if you don't know the trick, you'll be wrapped in the wonder of it, just like millions of Americans are wrapped in the wonder of the CNNs and MSNBCs of the world. How did you get the German people to go along with this? He said, oh, it's very easy. You can do it with Nazis or communists or even in a democracy. You simply must make them afraid. And if you can make them afraid, they will comply to any of your commands.